Hi everyone, it's Tiff again, back here with a video for you. I'm going to now be doing a series of videos. This is sort of the introduction of what I use for my makeup products when I go out and what I apply to my face for everyday use, for cosplay use, for drag-ish looks, and just general like insane looks that I do. And then the next set of videos I'll be doing will feature fashion, where I go and get fashion from, like where I shop for in my local cities. Also, I will be doing cosplay videos as well of me speed timing, like time-lapsing of me getting ready in cosplays, going to events as well. So this is the sort of an intro for it. So I hope that you'll like this, and let's start the video. Hey guys, so as this video suggests, this is the first in the series of videos where I will be covering a lot of things that I use for makeup wise, I dress myself in, and also like what cosplays I use and that. As a general, like, I get asked a lot of questions on my Instagram and my Tumblr even, and I basically want to like sort of clarify and go through this and bring you guys on the journey of what I wear or what I put on my face. So I wanted to like make this video and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So as the video suggests, this will be the first one. This will be about makeup and what I use generally for like everyday makeup, for drag makeup, for cosplay makeup, for even just like, you know, crazy out there looks, like some pastel looks, some like goth looks, whatever the case may be. I will show you what I sort of use. So I use a mixture of two different foundations. I used to use like 3 foundations because I never actually had a shade in this skin tone until I started to use. I know some people are going to hate me for this, but honestly it worked well for me. I use a lot of Kat Von D's stuff, so Kat Von D foundation, her primer, some of the best, which I'm actually running out of. I need to go get some more. I use Kat Von D shade 42 because it actually works with my skin tone, but that's if I want to use a sort of a neutral. I'm not going over the top, I'm just doing a quick makeup, like done in half an hour and I'm ready to go out. But if I'm doing like taking my time with it, I will also add to the repertoire this, which I'm gonna try and show you on camera. This is basically a TV paint stick from Krylon, which I love to death, and I've been using this for better half of a year and I've still got so much product left in it. But basically I use a stick foundation, and then for my highlighting points I actually sometimes use the light 42 because it is, if you actually look, it's a slightly different shade. So this is slightly lighter. If not, I will also use the white out shade of foundation or concealer from Kat Von D, which, speaking of that, concealers. I use Kat Von D obviously because it just works for me and it's some of the best that I've used. I use shade L1 Neutral. It is very pale. I am very pale. I actually, like, it may not show up on camera as well. I am genuinely pale, so I hope to God that no one else is as pale as this. But I use the shade L1 Neutral. If not, I will use the shade Whiteout, which is like basically the whitest concealer shade that they have. And I literally go over my highlighting points, my under eyes, because I have dark eyes, which also comes in handy. I always color correct. So I'm using this, what is this? Becca Cosmetics in in papaya, which is that, because obviously dark circles is a big no-no. But yeah, I always color correct my under eyes around some of my blackhead areas, which predominantly are around my nose, and sometimes my beard, depending on the occasion. I haven't really needed to do it in a while, so far so good. But let us move on to one of my other products that I started to switch it up a little bit, was contouring. Contour, I used to, well actually I still use it, I should say. I use the Too Faced Cocoa Powder, light to medium contour, because who doesn't like the smell of it? I use this. I used to use this before I started to use the other thing that I use now, which is the Shade and Light Cream Contour Kit from Kat. So as you can see, I butcher the hell out of like a couple of shades already. The only reason that I use this, along with the brush, which still has product on it, I really should clean this brush. The only reason I really use this is because it actually works really well with what I'm doing. I usually go cream contour first on my cheekbones, my jawline, my nose, wherever else I need to contour, and then I will go over it with the cocoa powder with this brush from, where's this brush from? I think it's Real Techniques or something. It's a brand I've never really seen it, but I bought this brush and it was the best like brush I could use for powder contours. But I do love Kat Von D's one. I need to like set it with some powder as well, because it actually works really well and it brings it out really nice. Alright, next up on what I use mainly to get ready, we'll talk about powders. Now, I currently use, funnily enough, so this is not actually the powder that I use, it's actually just baby powder at the moment. But I did used to use the Australis Ready Set Go finishing powder, which was such a wonder. I literally just beat that into my face, set really well, and then brush off all the excess, done. My face looked basically like it gave it the airbrush finish, which I really loved. Now it's not here at the moment, I think it's somewhere in my bags, but I do also, for baking powder, I have a Laura Mercer translucent powder for baking. It is not here at the moment. I think it's in one of my other bags, but basically I will put a little like pop-up or something somewhere in the video, but I use her translucent powder, but I will be getting a new translucent powder soon, so hopefully, you know, I can update you guys on that. And then also, if I need to for foundation, I sometimes occasionally use this Sephora Micro Smooth like powder, I guess. This was like a thing that I bought ages ago, if in the event that I forget my setting powder, but I use this a lot. I use this a lot in case I don't bring any sort of powder to set with. It's a lifesaver if you pick one up. I don't know if they still make this, but probably they have something similar to it, in which case I'll link that to somewhere, or like I'll put the links down in the description. So let us now move on to the next part, which is highlight. Now I use a wide variety of highlights, and I've gone from stuff like Fenty Beauty, I've done basically Kat Von D, I have Jeffree Star, obviously. It just ranges really, so stuff like his Skin Frost, I've got Princess Cut and So Fucking Gold at the moment. I do have Onyx Ice, and I also have Eclipse as well. So just some of the highlighters from him. They're such a wonderful product to use. Also the new Fenty Beauty Galaxy collection. It was a bit of a toss-up in whether or not it would actually look good, but the colors actually look really nice, so let's be honest. And the packaging's also like, then the other highlighters that I use from Kat Von D, which I've got right here. I've got the Alchemist palette, and then I've also got the Metal Crush series, which if I open it up, you can sort of see I've already butchered it to hell. Yeah, I have sort of butchered Gamma Ray to like absolute hell because it is one of my favorite highlighting shades to use. And then obviously my Alchemist palette, which is like a godsend basically. And the brush that I actually use for said highlight is this wonderful Zoeva brush, which I don't know if there's yep, there's still, okay, I'm now just going to produce glitter. But this is one of the best brushes I've used for highlighting. It like packs it on really nicely and blends it out real smooth. Yeah, it's also very cheap at Sephora. It's like one of the cheaper alternatives to highlighting brushes, apart from Morphe, which we've only just gotten. And then also, oh, I did forget about this one. This is the most like dangerous thing I have ever purchased in my life, but it is the Cover FX glitter drops. So these things, if you actually go try them, please dear God, you're just gonna have glitter for like the next couple of weeks. Okay, and then we'll talk about stuff that I use for like eyebrows, for lip liners, lipsticks in general now, and then last but not least we'll talk about eyeshadows. So lipsticks, lip liners, any sort of brow like pomade stuff. I generally rarely ever do my brows because, to be honest, I'm so lazy. But at the moment I'm using Kat Von D's 24-hour pomade with her number 70 brush. I use that a lot. It works out really well. I will pop up photos at some point of some of the times that I've used the pomade. It is a lifesaver. Same with like lip liners and that. I have a wide variety, including lipsticks as well. I do have a lot of Jeffree. I have some Kat Von D, so like I go for the crazy colors like the pinks, the blues. I do occasionally use like yellows, greens, depending on what the actual occasion is. And then obviously the godsend of Kat Von D's Glimmer Veil. It is such a nice formula, and I just hope to God that I don't ever run out of this, but I probably will. And also usually half the time I use some of the lipsticks as my eyebrow shades or eyeshadow shades, depending on how crazy I need it to look, or if I literally just forgot my eyeshadow palettes, which let us move on to that now, because this is going to be the final part to the eyeshadows. So, what eyeshadow palettes do I use? Well, this is definitely not sponsored by Jeffree, but let's be honest, like, if you look at this, it's just like, as if you can like not get a freaking nice set of pigmented colors like that, honestly. Like, I saw this when Jeffree first announced it, and I was just like, I don't know, maybe I'll give it a try. I borrowed one of my friends actually, and I fell in love with it. So I went and ordered one, and basically just love it ever since. Same with, I've got Beauty Killer. I have a Zoeva palette, so my Beauty Killer palette. Don't hate me for the mirror, it wasn't my fault. I do have Beauty Killer because I love the blues and the pinks that it comes with, also the purples and the golds. They're very nice shades. Same with the Zoeva palettes, which I haven't really used as much yet, but I'm slowly wandering my way to it, which will be lovely. And also, and this is not come yet, but it's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks once I order it. But I ordered the James Charles Morphe palette because I have an existing Morphe palette that I use for my neutral like shades, or depending on if I'm doing someone else's makeup or someone needs their makeup done and they need like a neutral shade, I will use that. But it is a lifesaver. And then, of course, last but not least, lashes. I have basically a buttload of lashes, not even full yet. Oh, you're falling off. But I have a buttload of lashes, so that would be interesting to cover. But I'm probably going to do a more in-depth video. I just wanted to go over like a couple of things that I use in my day-to-day life, not necessarily like dive straight into it, but I just wanted to show you all that, and I hope to all of you that you watched it. I will cover this in a part 2 video. I will go more in depth, and I will actually get ready and use some of the products as I go. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!